One of the largest corporate frauds in history, the FTX cryptocurrency swindle, was launched less than 3 years ago. The $32 billion cryptocurrency exchange corporation filed for bankruptcy on November 11, 2022, blocking access to roughly 1 million users' money. FTT, the company's proprietary token, served as a resort of customer loyalty program for FTX. For loans for Alameda Research, another business owned by Sam Bankman-Fried, the token served as security. Nearly 40% of Alameda's $14.6 billion balance sheet was reported to be held in FTX-owned cryptocurrency FTT in November by CoinDesk. Then, Changpeng Zhao, CZ, CEO of Binance, a rival cryptocurrency exchange platform, performed some corporate due diligence on FTX finances, which prompted him to sell 23 million FTT tokens, precipitating a precipitous fall in the value of those tokens. The value of FTT, which once traded for up to $80, has since fallen to around $1.30 as a result of the crash. Then, the FTX nightmare started, which affected the whole crypto world. Thank you for watching Diversified Streams, your go-to YouTube channel for all things crypto and finance. Be sure to check out our community post about these subjects. We are curious to know your opinions on these matters. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest news and tips related to crypto. And make sure to keep your notifications on so you'll be updated with our latest videos. We frequently post so you wouldn't want to miss them. For this video, we would still talk about the biggest fraud in our times now, the FTX SBF scandal. We are going to provide the latest news and development about the collapse. Then we will feature a video of CZ Binance interview at the end. So, let's start. I need to go through some breaking news first. There have been some significant FTX SBF scandal discoveries. You must take the time to properly digest this information. Some of these things will be easy for you to understand. I will begin here. According to the Bahamas government, they were the ones who gave Sam Bankman-Fried the order to hack FTX. The Bahamas Security Commission has acknowledged that they were the ones who told Sam Bankman-Fried to give the exchange's asset to the government and then told him to go ahead, hack yourself. The following are the story's main lessons. Under the direction of the Bahamas Securities Commission, SBF carried out a $9 million FTX hack. FTX didn't like it too much. Therefore, FTX filed a motion with the court asserting that the Commission's actions were unlawful. After changing the assets of FTX to Ether, the Bahamas government became one of the largest Ether holders in the world. It is therefore intriguing that they decided to switch to Ethereum. The tiny Bahamas government is currently one of the biggest Ethereum investors. Even then, it is not the weirdest thing. The CEO of Alameda, Caroline Ellison, is currently the subject of another Forbes puff piece on the entire FTX scandal. If you have been following the story as closely as we have, you know that Sam Bankman-Fried was the subject of a lengthy puff piece in the New York Times just a few days ago. They are claiming he wasn't all that horrible. Queen Caroline is currently receiving extensive media coverage. Caroline Ellison, CEO of Alameda Research, is a math prodigy who adores Harry Potter and takes enormous chances. She is a new favorite of the far left, as well as one of the sporting players in the SBF-FTX catastrophe. They are not entirely mistaken, though. It's just how they present the situation as a whole. Nothing about it makes sense. They have since pinned this tweet. This tweet was pinned. Everyone can see that Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline are paying to run promotional content on FTX. They are also careless. Why? Since nothing bad will ever happen to them, as a result, they run the piece and pin without ever being held responsible. Ahead of the next round of cryptocurrency news, you can see why you shouldn't believe the mainstream media now. There are numerous news stories that portray SBF and Caroline as heroes. So, if the New York Times article on Sam Bankman-Fried and this one from Forbes on Caroline don't demonstrate how the media actively works to influence your ideas, attitudes, and behaviors towards others, I'm not sure what else to say. We genuinely battle for our lives every day. As we learn more, crazier things start to surface. Employees at FTX were submitting cost claims via online chat, and unidentified superiors were approving them with emoticons. All of this has been revealed through the bankruptcy papers. This information is being released by the new CEO. Let's get started. FTX scam, fresh bankruptcy filing, and more shocking findings. In a recent bankruptcy filing, FTX CEO John J. Ray III detailed what he called a total breakdown of corporate governance at the troubled cryptocurrency exchange. As a result, the situation for former FTX CEO SBF and his cohorts is getting worse. New FTX CEO John J. Ray III, a 40-year veteran of the bankruptcy restructuring business with a resume that includes overseeing Enron's dissolution in 2001, has filed for bankruptcy, shedding new light on the nefarious activities occurring at the now bankrupt crypto exchange under its previous CEO, SBF. It is revealed in the 30-page paper that FTX engaged in multiple instances of bad record-keeping fraud and malpractice. In his opening remarks, he gave a blunt assessment of the company's overall state and said that throughout his career, he had never witnessed a complete failure of corporate controls or a complete lack of reliable financial information, as occurred in this case. After FTX and its associated companies filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on November 11, Sam Bankman-Fried was replaced by Ray. Ray made it apparent that despite his experience, which included time spent at Enron, he had never seen a corporation in as bad of a situation as FTX. From tainted systems, integrity, and lack of regulatory monitoring overseas, to the concentration of power in the hands of a very small number of unskilled, uneducated, and potentially tainted people. This circumstance is unusual. Even with the power of blockchain on their side, it is amazing that FTX had some of the worst bookkeeping in the history of contemporary fraud. One of the most damaging disclosures from the paper relates to loans made out to Sam Bankman-Fried and top FTX executives Nishad Singh and Ryan Salami. Ray claims that Sam Bankman-Fried and his shell company Paper received a total payment of $3.3 billion from the FTX-affiliated trading company Alameda Research, along with $540 million to Singh and $55 million to Salami. Other shocking information is FTX's careless bookkeeping practices. According to the paper, FTX's failure to maintain proper account records and security measures for its holdings of digital assets ultimately resulted in the hacking of customers' deposits on the exchange for $372 million shortly after it filed for bankruptcy. We could discuss a lot of the information contained in this bankruptcy report. One or two additional things. The estimated value of FTX cryptocurrency asset on its balance sheet was $5.5 million. The fair worth of the company's cryptocurrency assets is currently estimated at just under $700,000. Ray also revealed that FTX did not maintain a complete list of every employee. Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX will be the subject of congressional hearings in December, so anticipate learning what you need to know from it. In December, the U.S. House Financial Services Committee will host a hearing on the demise of FTX, and Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of FTX, will be asked to testify. The largest cryptocurrency-related fraud in history is the FTX scandal. Now, is there news that we missed discussing? Do you think that the Bahamas government is also responsible for the loss of millions from ordinary people's pockets? Do you think that FTX has a really negligent and messed up bookkeeping system? Let us know what you think by leaving a comment below. And while you're at it, make sure that you've liked this video and that you are subscribed to our channel. We appreciate it and would love to have you as part of our community. For this part, we will now hear from CZ of Binance.
Take us back, if you could, to when you first got the call from Sam and you first had a chance to look at the books, because I think a lot of people are still trying to understand exactly what happened here. How much of this was about commingling? How much of this was about terrible marking of the books? What did you see?
Yeah, I think I got a call from Sam 48 hours after I made the tweet. He wanted to talk. So at the beginning, I thought he would just wanted to, do an OTC deal to buy out the FTT tokens we had. And then he wanted actually a buyout of the entire firm, of the entire FTX platform. It was pretty clear pretty soon that there's misappropriation of user funds. The user funds are gone. At that point, it's clearly that he lied to his users, his investors, his VC investors, his employees. At that point, I thought I couldn't, whatever data that's in the data room, we couldn't trust anymore. So it was quite hard for us to do that due diligence. So we didn't go very far.
For his interview, he said that he talked to Sam about FTX. He said that he knew from that conversation that Sam lied to a lot of people and that they could not trust the books anymore. There's no credibility in Sam's doing. So they did not inquire more. He also said that he is not sure if SBF understands what he is doing. However, he believes that Sam is really using people's funds to do trading for Alameda. He said that it might have been going on for quite a while now. Well, his testimony in this interview is what might also come up in the coming congressional hearing. We'll make sure that we keep you updated with what's going to happen in that hearing. We have already told you the latest news and developments about the biggest scandal in our current history. We'll update you once there are other developments, so stay tuned for more videos. And that is it for today's video. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. As always, if you did, please show us some love and support by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. And make sure to keep your notifications on so you'll be updated whenever we post new videos on all things related to crypto. This has been Diversified Streams. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you in our next video.